The Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra is spending Labor Day across the pond in London, off on its 2017 European Music Festivals tour. The orchestra is also serving as a musical ambassador for our region, partnering with the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance to introduce European employers to investment opportunities here at home. It's the latest chapter in an unusual economic development partnership that began more than a decade ago. Melia Tourangeau is back with us. She's CEO of the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra. And Cecelia Cagni is Senior Vice President of Marketing and Communications with the Allegheny Conference on Community Development, which does, of course, co-produce this program. Good to see you both.
Thank you for having me.
So, yeah, the orchestra is over across the Atlantic already. What is this all about, this particular tour?
Well, this actually is our 40th international tour of the Pittsburgh Symphony in its 122-year history. We are one of the handful of American orchestras that actually are invited to these festivals and to these cities, and it's a real honor, and it speaks to the caliber of orchestra that we have here. As an example, we're performing at some of the largest festivals in Europe. The most notable being the Lucerne Festival, the Salzburg Festival, which we're actually the only American orchestra that's been invited to the Salzburg Festival this year, and of course the BBC Proms in London, which we're one of only 2 American orchestras that were invited.
And that's where you're going to be on Labor Day itself, right?
We'll yes.
Yeah, Royal Albert Hall, which is an impressive venue to get to perform in.
It's an incredible venue. It seats over 5,000 people, and our concert sold out about 2 months ago.
That's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
So, Cecelia, though, from an economic development standpoint, what's in it for the region? This is great for the arts. It's great for the symphony. It's sort of spreading art. How does economic development tie into it?
Well, economic development ties into it largely through the Pittsburgh Regional Alliance's foreign direct investment, or FDI, strategy, which seeks to raise the profile of the Pittsburgh region as a prime place for investment to international companies that are looking to locate or grow a presence in North America. So if you think about it this way, the reason why the partnership works for us and it's fruitful for us is because abroad, a world-class symphony orchestra has a lot of the same cachet or star appeal that, say, a professional sports teams have here in the U.S.
It's like traveling with the Steelers in the hunt for a Super Bowl, right? Yeah.
So the business audience that we want to connect with, they're following the classical music scene, and they know about the PSO, and they know that it's world-class. So the prestige of the PSO helps us to sort of capture their attention and helps us to engage them in a fuller conversation about why Pittsburgh and why Pittsburgh's a smart place to invest.
So having the hottest ticket in town when it's the symphony works really well when you want to get those CEOs to pay attention to our message?
Absolutely it does.
Yeah, well, and so from the symphony standpoint, is it an economic development role part of your mission in any way? How does this fit into what you want to do?
Well, the Pittsburgh Symphony is certainly what we call a destination orchestra for our artists, and it's because we are so well-renowned internationally. And the way I look at it is that the caliber of your orchestra is a calling card to the caliber and quality of life in your region. So, and especially in Europe and in Germany in particular, where we often tour, there's a real direct connect, and we are privileged to be able to serve Pittsburgh in that way and represent our community in that way. And you know, we also talk about we recruit all of our artists, you know, to the orchestra, and they are part of the cultural fabric of Pittsburgh. And so when you look at the musicians in the orchestra, we have over, I think, 24 or 25 of those musicians that are teaching at Duquesne University and Carnegie Mellon. They're teaching privately throughout the region, and so it's really growing the cultural landscape of our region.
Well, and this is, I wonder too, you talk about foreign direct investment. I mean, how significant is that when it comes to the total number of deals that the PRA might work on in the course of a year?
Well, it's an important piece of the PRA puzzle. We were looking at the numbers in preparation for this conversation, and close to 1/3 of the projects that the PRA worked on last year were foreign direct investment. So it's an important part of our economy here in the Pittsburgh region, and it's an important part of the work that the PRA is doing on behalf of the region.
But it's not just a numbers game, though, when you're talking with these companies. The fact that we have a high quality of life actually figures into their decision about where to locate?
It absolutely does. And one way to think about it is we all know how important workforce is. When businesses are looking to make an investment, workforce is one of their top site selection criteria. And we happen to know that talent, in-demand talent in particular, they care about quality of place now more than ever. So to the extent that a region can craft a high quality of life, a world-class orchestra, professional sports teams, access to outdoor amenities, quality healthcare, that package helps to attract talent, which helps to attract the businesses.
And we probably should give a shout out to the late Henry and Elsie Hillman, who actually made this connection in terms of their support for the symphony.
Right. Elsie was on the symphony board for a number of years, and Henry and Elsie back in, I want to say 2007, 2008, made an endowment gift to the Pittsburgh Symphony because they believed in what we represent internationally, and this endowment is strictly for international touring. And Henry in particular believed that we are an ambassador for the region, and this is an important investment for our orchestra to represent Pittsburgh. And I will say, backstage, in any European country you come to, at least somebody with a terrible towel shows up.
Well, they're everywhere, right?
They are. They are.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well, Melia Tourangeau from the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra, Cecelia Cagni, colleague from the Allegheny Conference. Thank you both so much. Appreciate it. And what do you say to the symphony? You don't say break a leg, right? What do you?
Oh, that works.
Well,
but we hope they don't.
All right, thanks so much. When we return, a grassroots effort to retire 21, the uniform number of the legendary Roberto Clemente. Stay with us.